Myself, Mahesh Kumar Sharma, Assistant Professor, Ajay Garg Engineering College in Department of Computer Science. Today, I am taking the topic on bus and bus arbitration, and for the semester third students. As you know that bus is the important part through which computer internally communicate with all the part in the computer. And for this lecture, I take the reference from the introduction to the computer in Maurice Mallow book. Outline of the today computer is introduction to the bus, different type of the buses, bus architecture, and bus arbitration. As you know, these are the hardware and the software run on this hardware. And as you know, these are the hardware, and you see there is a card, and in this card there is a connecting wires in this. And these connecting wires is called the bus. Bus, in formal definition of the bus is transmitted from one part of the computer to the another, connecting the major internal component of the CPU. And you can say that just like the nervous system, nerves, we are connecting our human parts, like the computer will connected to the through the buses to the another part, all the part of the computer. And you can say they are internally talk to each other, means they provide the data, addresses, controls through using the bus. So you can say here the bus are three types: data bus, address bus, control bus. As you know, the data bus is carry the data among the memory unit, input output, and the processor. Address bus carry the address of the data. Actually, address between the memory and the processor. You know, address may be of the memory location, address may be on the any device. Control bus, it carry the controls from CPU and to the in order to control and coordinate all the activity within the computer. Means it provide the signal to the other devices so that what operation the computer should do. It means for every operation, every working of the computer, there was a control signal. And for devices, for receiving and acknowledge the control signal, there are the status flag in this. Bus width. What is the bus width? The important thing of the bus width is the bus, the processor and any device is connected between the using the bus, as the definition said. How many lines they are connected to each other? Then these are called the bus width. Number of the lines is made, then the large number of the lines, then large data is transferred. Less number of the lines, then less data is transferred. So it is say that using the bus, it is overall system performance is decided. As we have the sufficient number of the buses lines, then the performance of the system is increasing. For example, if we can take example of 8085, then the microprocessor has a 8-bit data bus. Matlab 8-bit data means कि data of the 8-bit will be transferred using this data bus. 16-bit address location means that we have the 2 की power 16 memory location, so that we can reference 2 की power 16 memory location from the memory, and each memory location have the addresses. You know that this is the memory, and each these are denoted by the addresses. These are denoted by the addresses. So you understand that these addresses are reference of the addresses is denoted by the address. So we are saying that there are 2 की power 16 address location. Then we can say we have the 64 MB location can be address. 64 of address can be taken. Data bus. Now we can study in the detail. The group of connecting wires which carry the data only, and data bus is a bidirectional. Means we can transfer the data from memory location to the processor and input output devices to the processor, or we can say processor can supply the modify executed data to the output or store to the memory location. Data bus consisted of 32 lines, means that 32-bit data can be transferred from one position to the another, from one device to the other device. If we have the 16-bit data, but our size, if we have the 16-bit data, but our size of data bus is 8-bit, naturally at one time it will take only the 8-bit data. 8-bit data. Then this 16-bit data in the one clock cycle, it will take only the 8-bit data. So it required two cycle. For first time it will take 8-bit, and second time another 8-bit will be transferred from one processor to the other devices. So this is the data bus definition. Address bus. Address lines means every memory location has the address, and even some cases the devices also have the address, and which are the addresses generated from the CPU. It means it is a only unidirectional. Address bus is unidirectional. It means from CPU to the devices, CPU to the memory, it will transfer the. It means it is not the bidirectional, just like the address data bus and the control bus. You can understand this thing that the address bus is a unidirectional because of CPU generate the addresses only. Control bus. This is the major part. From using this control and timing diagram, timing and control signals, we control operations are performed by the computer. It is a group of connecting wire which generate the timing and control signal to control all the associated peripherals. Microprocessor use control bus to process the data, and that is to do with selected memory location. Some control signals, for example, memory read means we have to be read means we have to be fetch the data from the memory. Fetch is the terms of the read. Place the data from address location onto the data bus. Means when we are fetching, then the CPU want to that data, and then data must be stored in the some memory location. Then from where that particular address, that data is loaded on the data bus. Memory write place means data from the data bus into the address location. For example, if we have the result processed by the ALU, then this processed result, this processed data should be written in the memory. then it means we are transferring the data bus from the data bus into the address node. Similarly, we can say input output read place. Input output read place is data from address input output port into the data bus. Input output write means the data from the data bus as output to the addressed input output port. Opcode fetch मतलब in the CPU, in the ALU, you can say in the instruction, you can say in the instruction set, there is a opcode. One is mode field, one is the opcode, and other is the address field. Opcode. This opcode connected to the ALU. After decoding from this opcode, after decoding this instruction, then opcode also decoded. From opcode we have to know what operation we have to be done on the operands. These are decided by the control signal which are provided through the from the opcode point of view. From the opcode. So these are the control bus, and these are the bus architecture as I explained you. 808 microprocessor unit, address bus, you can see unidirectional. You said that this direction is only unidirectional, and the data bus is the bidirectional. This it can access the memory to the processor. It can input output devices to the processor and output also. Control bus is also the bidirectional. The data bus is the bidirectional and the control bus is also the bidirectional. System bus. System bus is the pathway. Generally, system bus is a pathway composed of the cable connector used to carry data between the computer microprocessor and the main memory. Bus provide the communication path for the data and the control signal moving between the major component of the computer system. Means, as you say, collectively from data bus, address bus and control bus. The term used for combining these all the three words is called the system. System bus, basically when we use the system bus, it means we are using control bus, address bus, data bus. Now, you can understand that what is the bus and bus architecture. Important, as you know, that we connect the devices in from each other through the buses. And as you know, each devices may ask for the request for the buses. It may be possible that some one or two or more than two device may ask the bus access at the same time to transfer the data. At this time, there is a problem. You can say bottleneck problem. This is just like bottleneck means if we downward the bottle and in which some things are inside the bottle, but everyone want to add the exist from the bottleneck, but no one is it because there is a congestion. So this type of the problem may occur in the bus. So this problem is called the. So then anybody, some unit, some mechanism is required to resolve this issue. So who will get the access among the devices which are requesting the bus at the same time? So this mechanism is called the bus arbiter. So these are the bus arbiter. So bus arbitration may be are two types: centralized bus arbitration and distributed. And centralized bus arbitration is number one, daisy chaining method, polling method, independent requesting method. So we study one by one. Daisy chaining. There is some terminology you can understand before studying this. These are the there is a central unit who resolve this conflict. It may be a processor, it may be some separate controller unit. There is a some plan, bus request, and when the devices require the bus, they give the bus request signal. When the controller or processor provide the bus access, then we can say the bus grant signal. When the devices and processor are using the bus, at the time they initiate the bus busy signal, so that other devices do not try to give the respect. They know in the advance that now at the bus is busy. It will only do the method when the bus busy is inactive. So centralized bus arbitration is single arbiter is decided the bus to whom the bus access will be granted. For this daisy chaining, as you know that this is the bus controller, and we devices are called also master. Unit 1, unit 2, so we also say master. They are requesting for the bus. We have same bus request, bus receive, and bus grant. And as you can understand in the daisy chaining, these devices are connected sequentially. And bus controller will decide which one devices get the access. When the bus grant, this controller asks first devices you require the, if this is requested the bus, then it asks this one, you want the bus access. If this unit, this master is not requested for the bus, the bus grant pass on to the next. Then it asks for the bus grant, then it will pass on the next. When he reached the devices with master which actually required the requested for the bus first time, it will give the access, and in between it will also activate the bus busy. So in this diagram, you know, when the two devices requested bus at the same time, then the bus which are nearer to the controller will get the access. You know, this is important point. If 1 and 2 are requested for the bus request, then which one is get? First one, because this one is nearer to the bus controller. Clear? These are the advantages. You can say simple and scalable हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि in this case you can say कि we can add another master from the, these are simple. We can add any time. No doubt in the during the execution we not like that, but we can add the devices when we require. Simple, cost is less, but what is the drawback? Drawback is that if one device is fail, any reason, one device is fail, then devices following this devices, it never get the access. So then the whole system will, after this devices, whole system is not working. We will not get the bus request. These are the major drawback of this. You can say if one device is fail, then entire system will stop working. And priority is fixed. It cannot be changed during the program execution, and propagation delay is arises in this method, because every time if nearest devices ask for the bus request, so he will get that request. So the follow devices never get the buses. This is called the propagation relation. In the second is polling method. Look at this. These devices are not connected sequentially. They are connecting using the pole lines, and this control bus is generate the polling address. You can say through address of the devices which are connected to this polling line, and all the devices requesting for the bus request, and based and this controller generate the pole address, and these devices match the address of the address on the polling address lines, and if which address is matched to the particular devices, that devices get the bus access, and meanwhile it start communicating, and meanwhile it also activate the bus busy signal, and all the polling system are stopped at that time. No other devices, no other master will try to request for the bus. It will only request for the bus when the bus busy signal is inactive. Then what is the drawback? Drawback of this is you can say, if number of the devices are more, then these polling lines also the more. So if a large number of the devices, then polling, this circuit becomes so complex. So this is the drawback. You can number of devices that can share the bus is limited by addressing capability of the polling line. It is depend on the controller, the capacity of generating the polling line. वैसे advantages method does not favor any particular device and processor, and if any devices fail, as in the daisy chain so then only these devices are effective. All other devices are taking part of this, and they can work the system. There is no in the daisy chaining, all the following devices, the system is not working for the following devices. Okay, and last one is independent request. Independent, as the name suggests, every master or the devices have the bus grant and bus request, only the bus busy signal is common to all. What is the advantage of taking? First advantage for taking this is that controller can easily or rapidly know which device has requested, and also it also provide the bus grant system. So, but these devices get the bus request with the predefined priorities. Priorities are defined in the bus controller, and these priorities will be set or programmed before running this one. If any devices have the higher priority, so it will have the chance to get the bus access first. Highest priority devices, the master will get the bus access first, and only the bus busy signal is common when the priority device system is you can say, when the priority system is get the access, meanwhile then bus busy signal get inactive. What is the drawback? Drawback of this system is that if this system have the highest priority, then it will get the bus grant every time, or this system has the lowest priority, then it will never get the bus access. So this is a sense of starvation. Starvation means that it every time is waiting for the bus grant, but it never get. the bus access because of its low priority. So you can say that this system is very fast. So, but higher priority devices get the bus grant signal first. Lower priority may get or may not get that, because every time with higher priority buses get the bus grant. So you can say hardware cost is high because large number of control lines are required. As you know that due to the independent requested disadvantage, because we have 2 lines bus request, bus grant in every device. In other cases, daisy chaining there is a common to all. This is the two end control lines of our end devices are required. So these increase the cost. Otherwise, the starvation and but advantage, you know, this method generate the fast response. So due to the bus request between the lines and arbitration is the fast. Another is the distributed. Concept of distribution is that no single control unit or processor decided which one device is a master get the bus. In this case, all the devices collectively take part in this decision making and collectively decide which system is get the bus action. That is the called distributed bus arbitration system. This means all the modules participated in the selection of the